What's up, you guys? Good afternoon. What's up, KZ? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, that's good. How your day's going? Pretty good. Okay. And from Ohio. What's up, Tina? How you doing? It's going good. Shout out your name. Yeah, you're welcome, Tina. Tina, if you see too much spamming, you can get them out of here. FFDDF. What are you typing, bro? What the fuck are you typing? C. Just side. You know how many times you put please shout out my name? No, we don't do shout outs in here, asshole. I don't know what you thought this at. This ain't your stream. Get out of here, asshole. Yeah, they are, Tina. Coming here asking for shout outs. Yeah, just hide your say, Tina. I don't have time for that shit. Fucking asshole. Coming here asking for a shout out. No, this is my stream. I don't have to shout you out. I don't even know you. Fucktard. But I'm doing good, Tina. I'm doing good. I took a gig work break for a little bit. Just got back home. I'm gonna chill out for about an hour or two. Go back out. Yeah. For the weekend. I do got a couple plans. I don't know what I'm gonna do though. Me and my wife were thinking about going somewhere. Probably on Sunday. So you're on a break? Yeah, I'm on a break right now, Tina. Right now, as of right now, yeah. I'll be back out doing some door dashing and all that. I'll be back out in probably like an hour or two. Well, I called it quits on a break right now because the apps were just either being slow or they didn't really yeah, they just yeah, it was either slow or something. I don't know what I'm gonna do either. Maybe just chilling this weekend. I need to be home. Hi, Stephanie. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Tina. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I don't know what exactly I'm gonna do, but something, something. Hopefully, something. You know. How you doing today, Stephanie? You ever delivered for Amazon? You know what's so funny, Tina? I've done Amazon Flex, right? I haven't done it in a while, but I've done it in the past. I've done Amazon Flex a couple times. I've done, yeah. You know, yeah, I hear the same thing, Tina. Um, I just haven't, yeah, I just haven't done Flex enough. That's the thing. I haven't done Amazon Flex enough to witness a lot, but I've done it. Tina, you don't do gig work, right? Yeah, I'm from his neighborhood. I'm from Nipsey Hussle's neighborhood. Well, I was raised and born, you know. Yeah. I usually have a I usually when I've been going live lately, I've been pinning the green screen up of like all these DoorDash orders and shit I be seeing. But this is my green screen for right now. Oh no, I work for that makes robots for like Pepsi and etc. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I grew up in his neighborhood. Yep. As you can see, if you click on my channel, you probably seen it because I know you're subscribed to my channel, right? But all mainly my content is mainly just all gig work content. Just based off my name, you know I'm all gig work content mainly. Oh, Milwaukee, okay. Yeah, I grew up out in California, been out in California all my life. I moved and came back to California though. Like uh I moved to Boise City, Louisiana and Shreveport for a while. But then I ended up coming back out here. A lot of my family are from like the southern states. I'm not though. A lot of like my in-laws, they're all from like Louisiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, and like Atlanta, Georgia, or Houston, but I'm not from there. Yeah, a lot of people say that about California. It's definitely hot here. Yeah, it definitely is. I could definitely say it is. Yeah, Florida. Florida is definitely a state you kind of, yeah. Florida's another state like me. Yeah. I hear the gig work out there in like the gig community, it's not really as good as a lot of people say. I've never done DoorDash, Uber Eats, or nothing out there, but I hear Florida is very trashy for the maps out there. Yeah. I wouldn't even turn on them apps in Florida. It's not even it wouldn't even be appeal to me. I'd probably be wasting more money than I'd be making. Yeah. Never used DoorDash at all. Yeah, they got a lot of service fees. Definitely if you're a customer ordering, they got a lot of service and delivery fees. That's what they do got. They got a lot of service and delivery fees. That's one thing they're good for is their service fees. And then people ain't tipping enough on the platform either, you know. People ain't tipping enough on the platform, so that's also a thing also, you know. I mean, if you're gonna order something, at least tip something. Don't leave the dasher out to where he's not, or he or she ain't getting tipped shit, you know. I tell people that always. So, oh yeah, Tina. Sometimes it's like that where I don't see a goddamn tip. Yep. Sometimes like that where I only see like $1 tips or no tips. Yep. Oh shit. Let me see. Yep. Yep. The tips out here, they range from anywhere from like $1 to $7, depending on if it's a restaurant. Yeah, if it's a restaurant order, it sometimes could be $1 to $7, or it can be anywhere from $2 to $8. Still not making enough though, you know, because a lot of people don't know when you ordering 3 miles away, you got to be at least tipping anywhere. If you know you 3 miles from that restaurant, wherever you're ordering out of, you can't just be tipping $3 or $4 because the dasher will look at it like, oh, well, this shit ain't nothing. Yeah, I don't understand how people will order 3, 4 miles away. Is is gas high? Is gas higher? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Gas is very high out here. It's like $4 a gallon. It's $4 a gallon out here. But the only thing that really saves me is Prop 22. I'll honestly say Prop 22 is what saves like a majority of the income. Yeah. Well, not all, but majority. Yeah, like majority of it. Yeah. A lot of people ask me too a lot, right? Like, so if you do DoorDash, would that be preferred just having in the background? And I always tell them Uber Eats, but I mean, Uber Eats, they don't they don't pay enough out here either. Uber Eats goes hand for hand though. Like I can't really say Uber Eats is bad, but then I can't say it's good because there's definitely some scrutiny that Uber Eats plays. They play the system of if you ain't doing something on there, then and then they want you with this new little points, their little new tier system they got on Uber Eats now. It would literally and yeah, it's just sometimes the orders are just not making sense, or they're just like they're not even worth even accepting. Like I leave Uber Eats on all day, even if I'm at the house, I'll leave it on because the merchants around me, they're so close from my house that if I did get an order, I can easily jump my shoes back on and take the sandals off and head out. But yeah, they're usually if I get sent one from the house, it's usually because I'm going to CVS somewhere. I'm picking up within that strip park down here by the house. Yep. I just leave it on. I mean, Uber has ghosted me for like 3 hours before with no orders, and then finally they'll send me one. Or if the algorithm's seeing I'm accepting orders after like two or three, they'll keep pushing them to me. And then we got the lovely Trip Radar that pops up that nobody like the order's just been sitting there. They've either been declined so many times or they've just been sitting there. Trip Radar is like a lot of the declined orders or a lot of orders that just people kept missing and they weren't accepting them, so they throw them to Trip Radar. So there could be another driver out there or another carrier snatch it up. But then you got to remember, Trip Radar goes hand for hand also because you got drivers from 2 miles away looking at these same orders you're looking at through Trip Radar. So you got to remember that. You know, I've matched to some pretty good ones before, and I just didn't understand why they were in Trip Radar. But I've matched some pretty good ones. But they're mainly always shopping orders or like small restaurant pickups. If I do see them in there, like right now, as a matter of fact, Tina, right up here, I got the notification. Like it comes in as a notification, right? It'll say one new order came in. So that's just Trip Radar. You can't hear it through my headphones, but I can hear it, because I'm on a headset, so you won't be able to hear it. But it just popped up right now, and I already know when I seen it was for 7-Eleven, I already knew it was just a bogus Trip Radar. Like I can easily click out YouTube and I'll go over to the Uber driver app, and it'll let me know when I can even hear it. Like it'll be like a ting ting. It'll just be like a small sound. It won't be like the annoying offer sound, but it'll be like a ting ting, and it just sends you a notification like a new order had came in. But that's just usually Trip Radar. Yep. I'll see Trip Radar from like 2 miles away, sometimes three from the house. Yep. So when Trip Radar comes in, it just comes in. But yeah, hold on. This is for instance, right? This was uh this was a Trip Radar the other day. This was a Trip Radar I got the other day. It was from the little spots near me, but it was a food delivery because it wasn't Shop and Pay, or where that delivery is at. It would have said Shop and Pay. September 30th, a couple days ago. It says the estimated for this trip was 10 was 10 1040, right? Including any upfront tip, the customer tip you even more after delivery. Nice. Okay, whatever, nice. That's cool. It originally came from Sanazaki Ramen or whatever spot I think it was, but it came from a ramen spot, so it had that like that seat like the Chinese place. Sometimes we're seeing upfront tips, but there's customers adding tips as they adjust their tip With the if I'm on delivery, they can go in and they can edit their tip as they're going in. That's all that really means. Like, or as I closed out their order, they're basically adding a tip as I closed it out because it gives an hour. It has to be an hour to clear. So that's basically, yeah. So that's basically just saying, okay, this was the estimate when you seen it on your phone. Basically, me as I seen it on my phone, it came in for 1040. And no, it wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't the miles that you see down here. That's just Uber. I think they estimate the miles a little bit over, but it was originally like for 0.8 or 0.9 miles. They just added an extra 5.5 miles on it. But yeah, so that came in. That's what came in on my phone. This is what I got after when Uber cleared it after an hour. That's what I got. That's just because the customer, rather whatnot, added an extra $2 and some change as I closed out the when I closed out the order as delivery complete. When it was a pin order, means I had to get a 4-digit pin from. Close the food, the food that they had. I took their pin, got it completed. Then this is what I already. So I originally the base pay was $2. It was $2 on the dot. So this is what the customer had. So I had 840 coming in tips already from Uber. I had to wait for the hour clear. And then this is what the customer must have they added what some two and some change onto it as I closed it out. Yeah, it's definitely worked. It's always good to tip, right? I'm gonna tell you only one reason why, Tina. So we don't get paid much. For food delivery like this, we won't get paid. Shopping pays, they have a tendency to pay more, usually most of the time, not always. So shopping pay is I'm shopping and I'm paying for your order. So this wasn't shopping pay. So if you go to look at this delivery, so that means that was just a food delivery. That was just me going to the restaurant, picking up their food. So I started off here. That's where I started off. And then that's where I dropped off to, right? So that's just me going to that restaurant right there. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, I did wait. I waited. So if you look, it was 17 minutes. That was 10 minutes only at that restaurant waiting. But it was still worth it because when I got there, they were still making the order. So I was already on a DoorDash order also. That DoorDash order came in a couple minutes after. So rather the way of me that how I did this, I still made it work with the DoorDash order going a little bit more past the drop off. So it was going a little bit more that way. So as you see, it was going more that way. The DoorDash order. So I dropped that off. The DoorDash order went 3 blocks more. But yeah. So as I closed that out, it was a $2 base pay at first. I was only seeing, had to wait for the tip to clear. And then this is what I got a little bit more because customer adjusted their tip as me closing out their order, handing them off. It was a handoff. So when they usually do that, it's just Uber just feeling like you feel they want to incentivize you, but that's really just Uber just doing that. It's not like it was a surprise like the customer did that. It was just Uber knowing that the customer modified their tip and adjusted it to a little bit more as the order was closed out. So, yeah. So that's the order. Yeah, see, I got 240 in base pay. Okay. This is the order, right? Boom. So Tina, I got 240 in base pay. That was the that was the base fare. Base pay is what you're guaranteed, and then whatever they got for tips. So the estimate for this trip was 1040 including tip. Yeah, I've been doing this forever. So I've been doing Uber Eats for a while. So the estimate for this trip was 1040. I seen up front on my phone. So 1040 including tip. So the tip was already gonna be like $8. Okay. So boom, as we go down past including tip, tip for this trip is available 1 hour after the delivery since the customer could change their amount until then. Which is true. They got an hour to change it. So they can either whatnot tip bait me and just remove the whole fucking tip, or they can tip bait me by $1 and remove like $1, so it'd be 7, or they'll either keep their tip, or it would have been like this, where they where they where they added the tip and they put more. So fun fact is this one that only took an hour because I was dealing with customer support, right? But as I go on, so is that the same one? Yep. Hold on. So, hold on. Fuck. I don't know if you can see that, but let's see. Okay, I'm back. Most recently, DoorDash came and ordered about a couple weeks ago. Yeah. That's a pretty good one. Another little DoorDash catering order I've had before. DoorDash order. Just a DoorDash shop and pay. You know, as you see, one item, I think. How many items? I can't even see, but I think it was like a one item. Yeah. Another Uber Eats order I've had. Another another DoorDash order. So that's me. Boom, boom. Yep. 18. 18 for 7.7. From DK's Donuts and Bakery, order ready. That means, that can go hand for hand, order ready. And then let me find the chance. Let's see. And then Pavilions, 3 items, red card. You know, not bad. Not bad for the most part. So that was a pretty good one right there. I took that based on the money was more than the miles. So it was a little over $2 a mile. I knew I could get it done, get it delivered by 7:10, you know. DoorDash giving me a achievement thing saying my photos been better than most drop-offs. You know, DoorDash just spamming me, that's all. Yeah. Me also.